So the overall objective of the session is to talk about data management, specifically how to interface data into the system as a follow-up to our last session. So I thought the first thing we could do is go into the application and show dimension management and talk about what a dimension is, kind of review some of the dimensions, look at the different dimensions types, look at the hierarchy and such. So they get really an appreciation of what the underlying data structure is, and a little bit about how the structure and how cubes are built and points of view and such. Comparing a business and an attribute, looking at a hierarchy, looking at the rules associated with the hierarchy type, and just kind of giving them a good overview, because I think you really need that appreciation before you go in and talk about how to interface. Next thing would be to go into data management. We'll open this up and really talk about the setup in a sense. Go into setup, and just kind of review the process, right, of going through and registering your source system. You can show them the different types of source systems that we have in here, any type of source system, and kind of review some of the components around that. And then the target application, and show them how we do our mapping and such from our target, our import format, and again just showing the import format, where we're mapping our columns to, defining our location, all right, and looking at the target applications and such. Right, where the location is, where the file is, our import format that we defined earlier, our target we defined earlier, and just kind of laying that out. They're going into the period mapping, right, and showing what period we'd map it into, the catalog mapping, right, and then going back to the the workflow itself, and the data load rule mapping, right? And showing all of those, showing those screens, and essentially what it's about. It's not really that long. I mean, it's just kind of going through the flow and talking about data loading, and then we could go to the workbench and such. But that's really about it. I think in terms of kind of doing an overview, in terms of steps and scope of a data management demo.